stuff. And that woman hated, anyway, that was Warrnambool High School. And I think, you know, Heather and I hit it off. And I was just going to say that I think she's a bit frightened of cows. We were riding our bikes one day out along the road, and the 3 little calm, quiet cows there, and Heather leaps off the bike and climbs under a barbed wire fence in absolute terror. Look, I think she probably likes cows. No, she could probably, she could probably milk one. Anyway, then we went to Teachers College. Well, Teachers College, when you room with someone, you know each other, inside, out, backwards and frontwards, every foible, every flaw, you know, everything. And every secret, no secrets. And which brings me to Heather's misdemeanors. But the funny thing is, as soon as I think that, my mind goes absolutely blank. I can't remember anything. And I hope that she can't remember anything about it. We went to, Heather wasn't what you call entirely vigorous physically. And we went to, the teachers all did some war work at the end of the college year at Clavering. And after all that wonderful mental inspiration stuff, there we were going like this all day, cutting an apricot a night. And we stayed at the hostel, and there were times when Heather didn't earn enough to pay the hostel cost. But she did have something that was very important, which was a 16 shilling war savings certificate, which at the end of the war you could sell for £1. Well, armed with this, we would occasionally go down to the Greek Cafe. They used to have their with the steak and chips and Heather would hand over a war savings certificate to me. We would buy it back when we earned enough money, so Heather would have her 16 shillings. Well, look, what can you say about friendship? Heather's been to me, I'm in danger of getting weepy. Heather's been to me just like a sister, better than a sister. She's been she's listened, she's been understanding, sympathetic, sharing, just absolutely a great, great friend. It's been a wonderful journey, and all I can say here is thanks once.
Thank you, Julie.
Now, number 2 is Valerie, another great friend of Mums from Warrnambool Times.
Go Valerie, go Valerie.
Well, you all know I'm Valerie.
We love you, Valerie.
It's a tremendous honour for me to be asked to propose a toast to Heather. And I am absolutely delighted to do so. I've known Heather all my life, and I mean all my life. I've said to some of you today, Heather's a little bit older than I am. Not a lot. But she has always been there for me, and we were both only children. Our parents were best friends, so we are more like sisters, and so on. Heather, I have some wonderful memories which I'd like to share a few things with you. Heather was my childhood playmate, and she was a very creative playmate because she used to write little scripts for us to act out, and these when we did this, it was based upon things like the musicals of the day, like The Desert Song, The Sheik of Araby, Showboat, all these things. It was a vacant block of land next door to where I lived, and we used to get out there, dress ourselves up and sing our hearts out, singing these wonderful songs that Heather had incorporated into her script. One occasion required a little black boy, so we co-opted the little blonde girl from next door, and blackened her face with shoe polish. I think we got into a bit of trouble for that. Heather also got into a bit of trouble because she was a bit of a pyromaniac. She lit fires.
So Heather, did you like those fires? Just joking.
In the backyard, she lit fires in order to cook potatoes that we could eat, ash laden and so on. We had a lot of fun. Heather grew into a stunning teenager. Those of you who knew her in her teens would agree with me. She was a stunner. The sparkling brown eyes, the olive skin, the tan that we would all have loved. And consequently, she attracted a lot of males, young men, boys you might call them. And she was there were always someone around. They were attracted like bees to a honey pot. I remember thinking, if I hung around, maybe I'd get some of the leftovers. But Heather's teen years were sadly affected by her mother's death when she was 15, and that was a very sad time for Heather and for her family and for me. And subsequently she was put in charge of a very dear family friend who was very strict. So that clipped her wings a bit. However, when she went to college in Melbourne at age 20, the wings were able to spread themselves. That's all I had said. There were more boyfriends, but it wasn't very long before she met Clary, and Clary was the love of her life. So when she graduated from Teachers College, there was a short time when she taught in a Melbourne school, and by this time I was keen to get out of Warrnambool too. And I came to Melbourne to live, and we were living in the same guest house, and Heather did me the great service of introducing me to a fellow guest who turned out to be my husband. So Heather did indeed help me find a man. From that era, she was a teacher and a very good one. She became Clary's wife and continued to teach. And the wedding was a very exciting time because I was a bridesmaid. And that happened in Warrnambool. And we had a very happy day together, and it was the beginning of many happy years. Oh, unfortunately not enough, but some wonderful years as a wife and as a mother and a homemaker, at which Heather excelled. Not only did she raise 3 wonderful children who've given us this opportunity today, I have to say, and she also she and Clary established a wonderful holiday home at the Cape. And I know this has been a wonderful place for not only Heather and Clary and Jennifer, Meredith and Michael, but for their families and Heather's grandchildren and great-grandchildren. So the Cape was a very special place in their life. Heather made the curtains and the bedspreads and the cushions and so on. Clary did all the interior. So it really was their creation. They were also great travellers, and Heather the traveller. So she started off with Clary and twice around Europe in a camper van, once around Australia in a camper van. Not only Europe and Australia, but the wilds of Africa. Thanks to Michael's residence in Nairobi, Heather went 9 times to Kenya, and there she confronted the big cats. She always was a cat lover.
Still is.
That's quick.
But also rhinoceroses Rhino, what's the plural?
Rhinoceroses.
You know what it is. An elephant. So her time in Africa, or in Kenya and Tanzania, most interesting. I was told that you were very proud of her for camping on those safaris.
Ask her about the elephants.
That's a good story.
So she had a wonderful experience there. She also visited South Africa and also Egypt. And
Ethiopia. And Eritrea.
Eritrea, to say nothing of Argentina, from Iguazu Falls to Terra del Fuego. So Heather is a great traveller. The most recent travel, only a year or two ago, drifting down the Danube and the Rhine, and playing ladies, shall we say, on this wonderful cruise. So Heather has been a woman of many, many parts, and we have all experienced something of that as her friends, because as a friend, she, as I said at the beginning, has been there all my life, and she is a very treasured friend, trusted, loved, and the best. I would like to finish by wishing her many, many more years, a happy birthday, and many, many more to come.
Thank you.
Your turn, Heather.
Well, I cannot believe that I am so old. Or I will be in a couple of days' time. Yeah. Thank you, Joy, and thank you, Valerie, for those kind words. I do not remember a time when Valerie wasn't part of the scenery. Our fathers were best friends, our mothers were friends, and we've always somehow or another been together. So thank you both. Joy I met later in about Form 5 at Warragul High School, and then on at Warragul High School. From then on we have been very good friends. At times Valerie has lived overseas in Singapore. We've been separated, but we have still kept in touch and been extremely good friends. I have another very old friend here, Marjorie,
Very good
that I have known since she was 2 and I was 4. My stepsister and her daughter, Rosemary, had come all the way from Tasmania, Michael from Nairobi, other friends from Brighton. I'd like to thank the daughters and the son who enabled their aging parents to get here. My daughter Elizabeth, it's lovely to see her here, and her mother. I would like to thank my family for arranging this festivity in our beautiful Gippsland Hills. They're a bit dry looking, but still beautiful. I would like to thank Mary and Margie Reeves for making the one. We've got 2 birthday cakes, a fruit cake from Michael's partner in Nairobi, and a chocolate mud cake from courtesy of Margie Reeves. I taught Margaret and Mary when they were 12 in Year 7 at the old convent, and I've known them for all those years, and we are good friends, so I thank them. I thank everybody who gave me a gift. I really thank them for coming. And I don't know whether I've got any more thank yous. I should say. I had them memorised. My mind's not quite as clear as it used to be. But however, I must say, that we warned your eyes. Oh, Margie, my granddaughter Sasha, who I think has done a photo collage for you. It's in my house, is it? Yes, well thank you, Sasha. and my two little great-granddaughters are here, Aishna and Nika. And I think that's about it. I want to thank anybody else, I can't remember. But it's lovely of you all to come, especially those who came from a distance. And as I said before, those who helped their aging parents to get here.
More mature folk.
Yes, yes. Well, and I must say that we Warrnamboolites are very hard stock. I think it might be the cold, soft breezes from they are, it was always a pretty cold, blustery place, and we used to walk everywhere in wartime, in the cold winds. And we've fortunately, all the ones that I know, and we've still got our marbles. We might be failing physically, but, well, Valerie's not, but we've all got our marbles, we're all clear-headed, whatever else might be happening to us. So, thank you all for coming. I really do appreciate it. Back to you,
You will have to raise a toast. No one takes it.
Well, there should be some champagne for the toast. What happened to it? I think
It's being raised now, I think, Emma.
Oh, really? They're a bit slow off the mark.
I just keep talking, Heather, you'll be fine.
Don't have anything else to say.
Teachers are never short for words, are they? Teachers are never short for
No,
words.
no, we've always got a word.
Valerie, that was a superb speech.